Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Here today I want to start talking about Ethereum because Ethereum is one of my favorite coins right now. As you guys know, for a long time I do believe that Ethereum is going to outperform BTC in the near future. Right now, you that have been following me, we have this pitchfork here. The median line has been our target for a super long time. We can see here price has still yet not reached it, which is actually a bullish signal. So you can see here the price is exponential. So the longer it takes for Ethereum to go up, the higher the target is. We can see here back in March, we were very close. So Ethereum came here super close to the median line. We came up to 4,000, but price failed to reach it. And that's after that we've been going down. So I just don't see the probabilities for us to reach this median line are actually to not reach the median line is very low. So I do believe we're going to reach it sooner rather than later. Right now we have broken under the 0.5 line here, which is usually a bearish signal for the short term. We can still go down here as an example before then we go higher. I don't believe we're going to go that far down. We can see here right now on the weekly how this first acted as support and right now it's acting as resistance. We can see this line has been respecting price really well, or price, let's say, has respecting this line. If you zoom in here on the daily, we can see here right now we're facing resistance. So ideally on the daily, we would like to come above here and get a close above for me to become super bullish again on Ethereum. But as I've been talking in the previous videos, if we just take from the highs here to the lows to the recent highs and we use the original pitchfork, we can see here how this pitchfork actually has been respecting on the shift one as well. If we go in the log scale, we can see here that the algorithms are using this both on the log scale and on the non-log scale here. And that's a sign that most likely the original is going to be respected as well. So as we've been talking about, I do believe that this here has been a macro bottom on Ethereum. I see some people are talking about that Ethereum needs to come down and sweep these lows here. So we did exactly, or we kind of hit the lows, we didn't really sweep them. So as I said, there's still possibility. Right now we are currently at resistance. There's still possibility that will come down here, test the line again, the median line, before we're going higher. But in my opinion, here's a good entry. I'm personally right now adding to my Ethereum spot holdings because I do think Ethereum, in my personal opinion, is a safe investment for long term. I do believe it's gonna perform well. It's one of the second largest coin after BTC, so I do believe this is a good coin to hold in general. So right now I do look at this resistance as I talked here earlier, this resistance here, and then something I look at is from the highs up here to the lows. So we can see here we're now approaching the 0.31 line here. So we can see here both on the log scale and the non-log scale, so we can stack them. It's usually I like to do. So you draw them on top of each other, you go to settings here, and then you use fib based on non-log scale. So you can see it's a bit different here. For those who are in my Discord, you know the difference. If you want to learn more about the log versus non-log scale, you can click the link down below for the Discord. So here, I do believe it's going to be strong resistance. So first we have the 0.5 line here as resistance, and this is going to be also heavy resistance. So once Ethereum can close on the daily above 3,179, I do believe the confirmation is going to be in. But right now, if you would like to enter, I do think here's a good place to start buying spot, in my opinion, because even if we go lower, you can always look to add down here before then we're gonna go higher, because this median line, in my opinion, is gonna act as a magnet, and it's just sooner rather than later we're gonna go up here. There's no doubt in my mind. I've also talked previously that some people are asking me about the modify shift. So you can see here, if we go here on the modify shift, I just don't see Ethereum reaching this modify shift pitchfork. It's just too high. I know some people are calling for 20k Ethereum. In my opinion, these people, you should unfollow them, stop listening to them, because I do think it's gonna be, I'm not saying it's never gonna happen, but in this bull run to go up here to 10k is just gonna be absolutely insane. Because if you just go here on the normal scale, for Ethereum to even to go to 10k would have to do something like this. But this is what people don't understand. This is not going to happen, this bull run. I don't understand people talking about 10k. I saw a lot of big influencers even talking about 20k. It would be absolutely insane for Ethereum to go up there. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I do believe in the next 10 years it's very possible to see Ethereum 10k, but in this bull run I do believe this is going to be the complete top. So what I'm looking for, as soon as we reach this median line here, I'm going to personally start shorting very heavily, because I do believe for Ethereum to go up to 5-6k, it's going to take a lot of buying power, and the market's already going to be exhausted. It's not gonna keep coming in money forever into Ethereum. At some point we need to correct. But in my opinion, the bull run hasn't yet started really well for Ethereum, because we have had out of sideways movement here. We had one impulse here, but I do believe we're in some kind of massive 1-2 again until 3, and right now we're making the fourth wave, and then we're gonna have the final fifth wave up to the median line. So in my opinion, this looks just like a massive ABC. Either the low is in, we could make a lower low as I said, but I do believe the lows are with a high possibility in, And right now we're forming the fourth wave here before then we're going up to the fifth wave. So that's my outlook right now for Ethereum. I do believe this midline is going to be the very confident predictor of the top, and I stake my reputation on it. We can see previous bull runs here for those who are new to the channel if we come on the weekly. The previous bull run, we predicted this top as well. So all you have to do is take from the lows to the highs and then to the recent lows. What you want to do here, you want to use the lowest low. You can see here, this COVID low is not lower than this one. So some people could draw the pitchfork like this, but this is incorrect because you need to use the lowest low. So you use the lowest low here, and again we use the shift pitchfork, and you can see here how Ethereum basically predicted the top. Yes, of course, technically we made a higher top here, but here is actually the ideal to get out. You just waste opportunity cost holding this whole way to get a few extra percentages for this top. So you can see how the algorithm starts selling heavily, and after that it was mostly downside for Ethereum. So here what is the perfect exit signal for Ethereum, as well as on BTC we could see the same thing playing out. So let's go back now and cover Bitcoin chart right now. I have here on the weekly, as I mentioned yesterday, I thought I really like this saying, let's go like when in doubt, zoom out. So personally I was a bit confused by this price action, so I decided to zoom out. So all I did, you that follow me, you know, we took from the lows here to the highs, the 0.31 here. On the log scale, we can see the 0.31 is lower. I do believe 45k is going to be quite a low. If we start going there, it could be start of a bear market. So I really would like to see a Bitcoin start bouncing here from the 0.31. We can see on the weekly beautifully how I got in wicks below it. Is very typical behavior. Usually it's a sign of a bottom. So I do think it's a possibility we have bottomed here, because you know, guys that follow me, one of my favorite patterns is from the first wave. We have a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C into a fourth wave before we continue the fifth wave. In my opinion, this almost looks too easy, too simple for me before we start going higher. But I see a lot of people have already been liquidated, and there's a lot of shorts up here at around 60,000 that will get liquidated if we get there. So the risk to reward here is low. You can have stop loss under here, enter here, and then your risk to reward is quite high. I do believe Bitcoin needs one final push higher to make the final top. I know now it's summer. Usually summers are a bit slower, but we can see the stock market is going absolutely insane. So, and we can even see commodities are starting to move as well, really crazy. So in my opinion, the only thing left here is to have for crypto to really start moving here. So I do believe sooner or later we can still go sideways, because it's a macro fourth wave. If in fact it's an ABC, it's a macro fourth wave. So we could still come up here, still chop around a bit, but overall the direction is higher in my opinion. But as I mentioned previously, we have a very strong demand zone down here, which is possible as well for us to come down. So I'm not calling it the bottom here, but for now, as long as we are closing above the 0.31 here on the daily, we can clearly see that there are algorithms down here buying. I'm not saying that it's not possible for us to close below, come down to the demand zone before going higher, but I do believe this could be a bottom here for Bitcoin, because Ethereum also, I really like the Ethereum chart as well. If we start breaking below here the 50,000 area, I do believe the bear market has started, and we can say the top is seen. Then I do believe then we're gonna go lower here and probably have a longer bear market before then we can see any upside above the all-time highs again. But in my opinion, this bull run is not finished yet. We still have upside to go. We can also see here, similar like on Ethereum, all we do is take from the highs here to the lows and then to the recent highs. We use the original. We can see here on BTC we actually found double support. So usually the algorithms like to do this. I do believe this, personally, more a conspiracy theory myself. I know people don't like to hear it, but I do believe these algorithms are manipulating the markets. I do believe this was a planned move. You guys know the only tools I use are the pitchforks and the 0.31 Fibonacci. These are the only tools I use for trading. I've been backtesting this for years, and I do believe it's the most powerful tool, especially for crypto, you can use. You can see here algorithms push down the price to the 0.31. At the exact same time we hit the median. We can see here the wicks here, sign of algorithms buying. Here on Coinbase, the volume also has been quite high here on this. We can see we haven't gotten this high volume since here in May, where we're at macro bottom. So usually these big volume spikes are a sign of a bottom. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue sideways here, as I've been talking before, then we'll go higher. So that's what I'm looking at right now. If we get a close below, of course, then we can talk about 50,000 target. But for now, I do believe the bottom looks to be in. So that's kind of my views for now. Something I want to mention as well, you know, guys, I had this chart here. We can see here the same chart that played out on Ethereum predicted also the same bull market top for BTC. So we can see from the lows we pull to the highs and to the recent lows. I do believe in this case we use the modify shift. So you can see on the modify shift how this predicted the bull market top. We got 3 retests of the median line, but after that, basically, yes, we got a slight other high here like on Ethereum, but here was actually the place you wanted to exit the market. So this, we apply the exact same rules, but to this bull market here. So we take from the lowest low here from the bear market to the all-time highs and then to the recent lows here. So that's exactly what we have gotten here right now. We can see here that algorithm starts selling at the median line. I think there's no doubt that there's some entity selling at this median line, whatever you want to call it. Personally, I started then when we got up here, I said I do believe it's possible to go to this median line up here, but right now we have broken under the macro support, so I don't see this happening. I do think this is going to be very difficult for Bitcoin to go up to 135,000. However, it is possible, but what I'm looking at right now, I do believe it's more likely that we do something like we did previous bull market, that we make another high before then the bear market starts. But I do believe this high is going to be slightly higher. So I do believe we could do something like this on BTC. We could come up here, reach the median line here. I do believe this could be the exact top before then the bear market starts, because I do believe there's still juice in the market for BTC to continue higher. So that's my outlook for today. I really appreciate all the positive comments I get and the likes I'm getting on the videos. That I really appreciate to see you guys enjoy my daily updates. For those who are interested to trade stocks as well and my stock market analysis, click the link down below to my second channel. Otherwise, I see you again tomorrow, and I wish you a wonderful day.